What's up, guys? Callum here from Westwood Table Soccer. This is episode 3 of the What Do I Do series. This series in a nutshell is just all about helping you guys out, giving you guys some information, some tips, some help, answering your questions that you guys have sent me in emails, tweets, comments down below, so that we can help you guys out that are interested in painting or do some painting and have a few issues. It was really nice actually to see this week. This one's going. I'm recording this before episode 2 has gone out, but I had a comment on episode 1 about Matte Black 33. Also got a lovely little reply from it that they tried the little tip out. They tipped it upside down for a night. Next day, got it out, stirred it. They had matte black paint again. So really nice, and it's great to get that feedback that some of the tips have actually worked for you guys. So if you do try any of these tips out or any of these ideas, let me know. And if you've got any tips yourself that you've done things, little tips and tricks that you've got, send them in to me. I'll share them with the world, and we'll try and help everyone who's sort of into this hobby that we've got try and get better at what they do and get more accurate results. Now, in episode 2, we covered the first 6 reference numbers, or heavyweight reference numbers. Pretty much all I'm going to be covering. I prefer the heavyweight series, and heavyweights were all hand painted. Some lightweights were hand painted, but obviously then they started machine painting, and the colours go crazy once you get into machine paint. So we're going to cover the heavyweight series. So today we're going to run from ref 7 up to ref 15. So the colours we are going to cover are claret, we are going to cover green, orange, and then that's it. And we've got a couple of questions here to answer as well. So we'll go through the questions first. These came in from Twitter from at Marco Trinci, I'm going to say, or Trinky. So apologies if I get it wrong. Actually sent me 2 questions. The first one was about paint loading. Now, paint loading onto a brush is probably worth a whole episode in itself. I would say when you're doing big blocks, so if I'm painting entire socks, entire shorts, entire shirts, then I tend to flatten my brush so it gets to go quite flat and square. And then it doesn't really matter really how much paint you have on the brush, because you're going to spread it all around anyway and get that even finish. When you come to add in details, it does become a lot more important to get that loading right. Whenever I'm doing detail work, I have the brush pointed up to have the bristles a lot closer together. So if I'm doing like a block, like I said there, my brush tends to look sort of like this, so really nice and flat. If I'm going to be doing detail work, I just bring the bristles together. And there are some paints that sit different as well on the brush, and that can be a bit of an issue. But usually what happens, sometimes what you'll do is you'll dip your paintbrush in and you'll have like a ball of paint sink down the bristles of your brush a little bit, and the point looks completely empty. That is irritating. The way I get around that is I get that ball and I just rub it on the side of the tin so that it spreads it down over the tip, and then I dip again so that I've got paint in the bristles, but it's not so much around the outside. Again, I think I'm gonna have to cover this probably in its own video. But yeah, so paint loading is really important. When you're doing details, I would always go bristles as close together as possible, and try and have as little paint on there as you can. Like, so try and fill the bristles, but don't want all that excess that you can really see on the outside. Whereas when you're painting big block areas, having that excess there is not a massive issue, because you're going to be spreading it around the whole player anyway. So I hope that helps a little bit, and yeah, I will do a video on that specifically. And what I will do is I'll record that straight after this, and what I might do is have it come out straight after. The next question was about my 00 brush. Now, the question I got was, is my 00 brush trimmed, or do I trim it because my brush looks smaller than his? Now, as a general rule, I only ever trim bristles off when I have to, when they start kicking out in one way or the other, so they start misbehaving, and that'll ruin paint jobs. But yes, the brush that I'm using in the videos at the moment, and the brush that I was using in my older videos, so my original brush, had a lot of bristles changed and taken off of it. The one I'm now using has less taken off, but it does have a few, probably 1 or 2, 3, 4 maybe bristles cut out of it, because they will start misbehaving. But as a general rule, I wouldn't touch it unless I have to. So hopefully that answers your questions. If you do have any questions, guys, about anything Sputo painting related, please get in touch through the comments below, through email, which we'll put in the description, through our Twitter, which is always on our logo up here, or again, it will be down in the description, or you can catch us on Facebook, on our Facebook page. Ask us questions through there. We want to get this as interactive as possible to help you guys out, so that you guys that are painting stuff can develop and hopefully improve what you guys are doing. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So that's enough talk from me. Let's have a look at these colours then. Paint coat number 1 then is matte 73. This would be perfect for a Subbuteo heavyweight ref 7, a West Ham, Aston Villa, Burnley, Scunthorpe, ref 27 Hearts. Now we use this colour, so you would have seen it before on our Burnley restoration, and you would have seen it before on our Scunthorpe restoration video. So if you want to see what a whole team would look like covered in this, then go and check those videos out. There'll be a little information bar that comes up in the video now, which will link you straight to those videos. But yeah, so with these, this is what colour I do straight out the tin. So mix it up nice. You can darken it or you can lighten it as you would ever you want to. But this is what it looks like when it is on a player. So here it is then, Hearts from 1972-73. Quite convenient that it is matte 73 that is on it. So the broad band through the middle there, the sock detail and the cuff detail has the Claret on it. So the 73, if I just move that out of the way, spin him round so you haven't got the badge in the way. So that's what it looks like in terms of that colour. Just in there. So that's what we'd use for a Claret. Let's just put him way up here, out of the way. The next reference number then is a famous one, ref 13 Blackpool or Holland. Now I've only got examples of 2 of the colours that you see before you here. My matte 46, the middle paint, has been modified for use on something else. So I won't be able to show you what that one looks like here, but I will add it as a bonus video. I do have a brand new tin on order, but both of my 46s have been modified. That 46 is a really, really bright, vibrant orange. It's not quite the right orange though, so I wouldn't have used it for a ref 13, and I haven't used it for a ref 13 in here. I've used the Citadel layer colour there, the Fire Dragon Bright, for my ref 13. So these are the 3 oranges that you could choose from. What we're going to do is we're going to kick 46 out the way for now, but I just want you guys to know that it is there. It's a great mixer colour, 46, for changing other colours, and you can modify it really, really nicely to make it a really useful colour. But we'll kick that one out the way and we'll go to the other 2. So now we've got rid of 46 then, let's talk about 82. Now 82 is a very dark shade of orange. It's quite close, I guess, to being a 77 colour, but it's even too dark to be a 77. More like a Wolves 40s colour. It's very, very dark, but rather than explain it to you, let's show you what it looks like on a player. So here it is then, that is the matte 82 on this player's socks and shirt with the 44 sky blue shorts, which of course is Halifax Town from 1970 to 71. As I said, it's a very dark shade of orange, and I wouldn't use it for a ref 13 because ref 13 is a very bright orange, and that's why we use the Citadel colour. So let's show you what that one looks like on a figure. So here we go then, Citadel colour Fire Breath or Fire Dragon Bright. Now you can see the difference in those 2 colours. That orange is extremely bright and it is perfect for teams like Blackpool and Holland. And I have used it in some newer Wolves colours because they do use quite a bright orange, but not something I use a lot. I also used it as an accent piece on the Loch Ness FC away kit that I did, so I used this straight from the pot. Now this particular version I've got of this colour is quite watery. It's quite a loose paint. It's quite a runny paint, so it does require a few layers, and it's important when you're painting in layers not to try and get a perfect finish first time, because what you'll end up doing is ending it up with too thick of a paint, and it doesn't work as well. But you can see there the difference in the brightness in there, and we've also used a Citadel white to do the shorts and the cuff details and the collar details, This Blackpool actually technically never existed. It's sort of an amalgamation of 1970, 71 and 1969, because I wanted to have the white collar and cuffs, but I also wanted to have a little bit of sock detailing on there as well, and the BFC badge. So I kind of use a little bit of creative license, and you can see that my orange original Sputio bases that I've got here in the old spares tin are nowhere near orange anymore. They have been bleached massively, but that shows you guys the difference between the two tones. 82 is very dark. The Fire Dragon Bright is very bright. The 46 Humbrol we will show you in a separate video. Let's kick these guys out of the way then and have a look at green. In front of you then is a massive selection of Humbrol greens. Now, let's get rid of one straight away. 37 is rubbish, okay? It's translucent, it's disgusting, it doesn't paint very well. Don't buy it. It looks amazing. The colour it should be does look really, really good, but it's absolutely horrendous. And I'll show you what I mean. Let's kick it out of the way for a second because it's rubbish. Here is a figure back that I've painted with it, and look how uneven that paint job is. And that took me a lot of time just to get it to there. I then modified it slightly and mixed it with another green. And again, I've made it better, but it's still an awful, awful colour to paint with. Don't mix it with anything unless you really, really need something that's that shade. There's other ways to get a colour similar. But yeah, it's awful, so let's get that out of the way. There's a couple of others I'm not going to talk about in here. This one here, so matte 120, it's a very pale green. I tend to use it more as a mixer to change other greens or maybe blues into a slightly different shade. So we'll get that one out of the way because I haven't got one to show you. This one at the front here, 36, this is a brilliant colour. This is really, really bright green. I haven't painted a team in it yet because not many teams wear a colour this bright. This is really useful for doing them sort of modern day glow boots and stuff. And there are a couple of kits that use this as sort of an accent piece, but I haven't done one for you today. But it's a useful colour. If you're really into your painting and you want to have different coloured boots, then it's a great one to have. The other one that I haven't painted with, but I do use more, is this one here. So matte 80. Grass green, I think it's called. You can just about see on the edge of the tin there the colour that it comes out like, which is nothing like the colour of the top of the tin. I don't know how they do these tin tops. Surely they use the paint that's inside it to paint them with, but that colour is massively, massively different. It's more of a grassy green. Again, I have used this. I think there's a Hibbs kit that uses a colour very, very similar to this, so it can be used again. I just haven't done it in this video. If you want to see what it looks like, then drop a comment down below and I will paint a figure using this colour and any of the other colours that we've shown today if you want to see them. So let's talk about the two that we are going to use. Now, one on the left there, matte 101. This is my go-to green for pretty much everything. It's like a mid-range green. It's not bright, it's not dark, it just sits really nicely. So I would use this for pretty much any green that I'm doing. A 36, a 15 tends to be a little bit dark actually. A 15 probably might even be somewhere between 101 and the 80 green. But yeah, so I would use a 101 for pretty much everything. It's a really nice green, you get nice coverage from it. And I will show you guys now what it looks like on a figure. So here he is there then. That is Sporting Lisbon's home kit from 2019-20. So their latest kit, and you can see the colour that it comes out. Let's just angle him up a little bit so you can see. So you can see the sort of green that is. It's a really, really nice colour. You get pretty good coverage from it. It's not a great tin that I've got, but in general, 101 tends to be pretty good. I've used a darker shade for the badge there because if you just use the same shade, it just looks strange. So the badge is painted with a darker shade of green, but that is how that one comes out. And this next one, actually, matte 30, is a colour, I only got it recently, but I've actually really, really like it. There are a lot of teams that use dark greens in their kits, and I used to mix them all up, but this one has actually saved me that little bit of time. And we'll show you now what it looks like on a figure. And you can see there what I'm saying, just how dark of a green that is. But it's not overly dark that it can't be used with black. And I've painted a Circle Bruges kit from 2014-15. I've got a massive soft spot for Circle Bruges, based solely on their kits. Circle Bruges are like Gremio and Fluminense and who else uses 3 colours? But teams that use 3 colours in their kits and use them together so well. So there's 2 dark colours in your black and your green, and they've used a whole different host of greens over the years, to be fair, different shades of green, Circle Bruges. But this one just happened to be particularly dark. But they also use that white to just accent everything, like pinstriping around the outside of 2 dark areas. They use it so well, and I just had to paint this one. So that is how Matte 30 comes out. As I said, it's a really nice dark green colour. It will be good for keepers and stuff. And there's a few kits that you can use it for, but that is where I would use it there. You'll notice as well, or you may have not have noticed, but that black disc is painted in matte black 33. So you can see that you can get a matte finish out of matte black 33. It just requires a little bit of TLC. It's one of them colours, as I said in the previous episodes, it's just one of them colours that sinks quite a lot, and it can just cause issues with your paint finish if you leave it too long. But that's that then, guys. That's the end of the colour show here. So we've gone through Matte 73, Matte 82, Fire Dragon Bright, Matte 101 and Matte 30. If you want to see any of the other greens that I showed you, and I will show you 46 straight from the tin when I get my new one, so you can see what that orange looks like. And then in the next episode, we will cover off the next grouping of colours, and we'll go from there. So that's the end of episode 3, guys. If you enjoyed it, please smash that like button. Let's try and get as many likes on these videos as we can. They are here for you guys. They're here to try and help you guys. So please, if you did like it and you got this far through the video, give it a like. If you don't already, at the end of this video, there is a subscribe button, or you can minimize down here. Just down here. Yeah, about there. And you can minimize this video and click subscribe underneath, so you never miss a video when they come out. You can also go back through our back catalogue of other tutorials, showcases, little demonstrations of things that we do. They're all there. That is all we've got for this one then, guys. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to go and check out our official partners, oldschoolfootball.co.uk, and get yourself some quality embroidered merchandise. Their link is in the description below. Code Westwood10 is still going to work for you all the way up until the end of August, which will save you guys 10% on anything and everything. And they post things for free to the UK as well. And guys, as always, I'm going to give them a special shout out in this video. As always, all my music is done by Sampledelic Sounds. It's brilliant. It's good for me. It gives me a bit of variety, something different that no one else is using. And he's been great. So get over to him. His link is in the description as well. So get over, follow him on Twitter, give him some love. But apart from that, guys, until the next one, stay safe.